From what we're able to see in the last couple of years, it seems like Marvel Studios is keen on bringing in more and more avatars of powerful deities that exist in the MCU. One key reason why I think the Juggernaut could make his debut in the MCU sooner than expected, especially judging by Cyttorak's presence already being felt in the previous events of the MCU. So without further ado, let's dive right into the mix and see where things stand with the Juggernaut. Enjoy! Along with a plethora of projects announced of upcoming to the big screen as part of MCU's Phase 5, the project I am currently keen on knowing more about from Marvel Studios is the fourth installment of the Star-Spangled Man, Captain America: New World Order, a movie that will surely bring in a whole lot of new stuff to think about moving forward, but also some new faces that have been confirmed to make their debut in the upcoming movie, such as Sabra, yet another mutant from Marvel Comics, but also some characters that have yet to be confirmed, characters that have only been rumored by now, including the Juggernaut, probably the most notorious X-Men villain to date, and Professor Xavier's half-brother, of course.
Oh, you commie fuck!
The title of the movie is important, and I'll tell you all about it and what it could potentially mean for the future of all the characters involved in the story, as well as the possibility of the Juggernaut being one of those characters moving forward. For now, let's see who the Juggernaut is, his history, and everything that makes the character tick, smash through walls or even different timelines. Yes, you heard me right. Kane Marco, aka the Juggernaut, was created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. He first appeared back in 1965, an old character that is still waiting in line to make his debut in the live-action MCU. Kane Marco was a regular human being that got his powers from a gem belonging to the deity Cyttorak, a gem that would give the first person to come in touch with its immense power just a fraction of the real deal, aka Cyttorak.
The sacred gem shall prepare himself to receive the power of the crimson bands of Cyttorak.
This power eventually made Kane Marco a literal human juggernaut, a merciless, unstoppable, and destructive force, some of the key details when the description of the character is taken into consideration. The Juggernaut possesses superhuman strength and durability and is virtually immune to any form of physical attack, and he has the helmet, which was made by Magneto, which he joined the Brotherhood of Mutants to protect him from mental attacks. So yeah, he's quite a specimen when it comes to the defensive side of things. Ever since his debut, the character has appeared in over 5 decades of Marvel publications, mostly featured in the many iterations of the X-Men issues throughout the years, as well as 2 one-shot solo publications. The first time the character appeared in live action was portrayed by Vinnie Jones as part of 2006's X-Men: The Last Stand. However, in more recent history, it was Ryan Reynolds who provided motion capture and voice acting for the CGI version of the character in 2018's Deadpool sequel. But why exactly am I so interested in the character? Well, let me say this, you should be too. If you're not ready, because back in 2008, the Juggernaut was ranked 188th on Wizard's list of top 200 comic book characters, and in 2009, he reserved the 19th spot on IGN's list of top 100 comic book villains. So yeah, he's a real deal. In the same year, IGN also ranked the Juggernaut as the 22nd character who hit that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in reality, the character was actually ranked as the 22nd greatest enemy of Spider-Man, a character he has mostly been associated with in Marvel Comics, alongside the Hulk, the second Marvel character that has a very close connection to the Juggernaut in the comics. However, neither of these characters will be the ones to bring the Juggernaut to the MCU, with the possibility of the character's debut hinting toward the aforementioned Captain America: New World Order, being the movie in which there is a high chance to see the character become part of the MCU either as a mutant or an avatar of Cyttorak, and I'm saying this because so far the character has been interpreted in both ways, leaving us in the unknown of how the MCU will depict the character when the time comes. But why is this the case? Well, if the title seems familiar, then you're not wrong, because in Marvel Comics there was a New World Order organization created by the Red Skull with the sole purpose of the actions of the organization being to take over the world. Working together with the Pantheon, Smart Hulk went to investigate the Amazon jungle, the place where Red Skull had set up his organization's base of operation and where he imprisoned him. And even though it's highly unlikely to see Red Skull return to the fold, given his fate shown in Avengers Endgame, there's a chance for the MCU to introduce a Juggernaut in the movie as one of the main minions of Red Skull's organization. As a result of him needing someone powerful to match up with the Hulk when he showed up, the perfect job for the Juggernaut. And while the Juggernaut is not a mutant in Marvel Comics, despite being depicted as one in the X-Men movies thus far, something I'll dive deeper into in just a second, he could be a crucial part in the upcoming episodes both as a villain but also as a potential member of the Thunderbolts team, and that movie being his debut and the perfect setup for the character's future, this angle would work for the character quite well, simply because of his nature and the history he has with the Thunderbolts team in the comics. On the other hand, I would say just as an interesting thing regarding Juggernaut's debut, no matter where and when it happens, is the prospect of what he would bring to the table outside of the sheer brutality and ominous aura that surrounds him. Of course, that aforementioned Cyttorak is a villain that might find himself on Marvel's waiting list of characters that have yet to make an appearance in the MCU, which will mostly be as a result of whether Marvel will go down X-Men's path and make the Juggernaut a mutant who is born with the powers he has, or the Marvel Comics route in which he's an avatar of Cyttorak. The latter option seems to be the more logical one because so far the MCU has already had its fair share of avatars taking on the mantle of several deities, including the likes of T'Challa and him being an avatar of Bast, as well as Mark Spector being an avatar of Khonshu, hence taking on the names of Black Panther and Moon Knight respectively. And I think this will be the trend that Marvel Studios will follow after a smash at that subscribe button and ring up the notification bell. On the more serious side of things, however, it's probably the most logical thing to do, simply judging by how the previously mentioned characters turned out and just how prosperous both of the characters have been among the audiences, and the narrative of one being an avatar of a much powerful and quite resourceful practically god of something. And I'm pointing towards Cyttorak coming to the MCU because the Doctor Strange sequel and Avengers Infinity War movie showcased that Cyttorak exists in the MCU, as Doctor Strange was able to conjure a spell called the Crimson Bands of Cyttorak, a part of Cyttorak's powers stored inside, which was stored by the Masters of the Mystic Arts in the New York Sanctum. Doctor Strange used the bands to restrain Caecilius during the Battle of the New York Sanctum, and then once again conjured the spell variant to restrain Thanos and his Infinity Gauntlet during the fight on planet Titan. All in all, Cyttorak exists within the MCU, most likely in a comic-accurate form, and as such, he could possibly become a major player in the events to come in MCU's future. And for all of it to happen, we'll probably see the Juggernaut make his debut in the MCU, and then through his backstory, Cyttorak to make an appearance, much like what Marvel intends to do with the Silver Surfer, and him being an avatar of the planet Eater, Galactus, in the already confirmed Marvel Studios special format. See you in the next video.